Imagine standing in front of a crowd, your heart racing, your hands shaking, and your mind completely blank. We've been there. In fact, number of times we can't even count. But here's the thing, every failure taught us a lesson, and those lessons turned us into speakers and coaches we are today. Welcome to the very first episode of the Fish Talk podcast, season 2. I'm Asif Jalaldeen, and
I'm Anderson Haran.
we're going to deep dive into the art of communication skills, public speaking, debating, and of course, personal growth. And since today is the very first episode, let's start with a little story. So, Andy, how was your first speech like? Your first speech ever?
So I was appointed as a president of a particular club at school,
Okay.
and the sir just asked me just do a welcome everyone kind of a speech to everyone. And just like 2 to 3 days before, I remember watching a cricketer
Okay.
giving an interview to the camera. So I see a lot of it like so I thought it's like a cool thing because they're using it so much. And during that day, I did a lot of I was very conscious that I'm doing these sounds, but I thought that should be
The
done. It
norm.
should, yeah. So I was like, thank you, everyone, for having me. I'm really happy to have. So everyone was looking at me very carefully. Everyone was paying attention. So even the sir was just listening. I thought, okay, now I think it must be going well. And then at the end, sir was like, "Thank you, Anderson. You can go and take your seat." I was like, "Nah, okay."
Okay, that's a fact because we grew up watching cricket as Sri Lankans. We watch Sangakkara, we watch Mahel, we even watch MS Dhoni. And when they talk, even Sangakkara is like, today is a good pitch. The players are ready and we have a very good team. In fact, they had this Legends cricket tournament last week or yesterday, perhaps. Even in that, he was like, we're ready. The pitch looks good and that's why he chose to bowl. And like Sangakkara itself is doing that. We need to follow him to look cool.
We overdo it. That's a problem.
Okay.
A
But
little bit of that is fine.
but
That makes us humans.
yeah, but that's also because that's Sangakkara. Yeah, that also makes a difference. Do you
Yeah.
think so?
So if someone says like 3 to 4 times every 2 to 3 minutes is fine. Like maybe just let me think. So see, in that way, it's fine.
Yes, yes. When it is repeated very often, it becomes ugly.
Yeah, as far as it's not distracting.
Right, okay.
So my ear is obviously distracting because I did it too much.
So was it during the schooling times or after school? How was it?
Yeah, it was during when I was studying in grade 10.
Grade 10, so your
Yes.
late teenagers.
Yeah.
So during that time, were you loving public speaking or was it like a struggle? Like, oh my God, I have to give a deliver speech. Or did you like love it? Yay.
Like I love it and I struggle.
Okay,
So things that you like to do but you can't do kind of thing.
right. So you always loved public speaking.
Yeah. So that comes with the personality as well. So
Okay,
I'm more of a extroverted personality. So
okay,
talking in general is something that I like.
okay.
So getting that recognition in front of people is also something I enjoy because I remember doing Michael Jackson dance and stuff at school. I just enjoyed. People are watching me. Oh,
Okay,
they're clapping. Feels great.
interesting.
So whatever gets the attention, no, not in the wrong way, but whatever gets the attention, I'm like, okay, I like that.
Okay, okay. So since that speech that you made in that particular club, you've been performing ever since? Oh,
No, and there was a long break for A levels.
okay.
And when you do maths and all, like usually Sri Lankan schools focus more on academics.
Mm,
I don't know if it has changed now,
okay.
but back to academics then. And then after I left school, I forced myself to look for opportunities for me to try, meet more people, and so on.
Yes. What's the turning point? Now you mentioned did a particular speech. It was fun and it was a struggle as well. So, what was the turning point for you to take it seriously? Because you're a coach today, you're a speaker, you're a stand-up comedian. What was that point?
Turning point. I wouldn't say there was like one particular turning point, but there was like series of turning points. Like my first interview, I overdid listening.
That's something very rare, I get.
Overdid listening is you Google how to listen carefully,
Okay.
and then that was right after school. I wanted to find a job,
Okay.
try to learn as much as possible, and then they say Google says nod your head, say exactly, use the word absolutely, say yes, keep eye contact, those kind of things. So I was like, I was overdoing it again. I don't know. Maybe I was checking how far I should go and what's my minimum and what's my maximum.
Right. This is company private limited. Exactly.
Absolutely. And like I was so overconfident.
Okay.
That showed overconfidence as well. So they were like, so we'll have so many tasks. Yes, 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 definitely. Of course. Just keep speaking. I'll just
Okay.
try to act like just talk about something and I'll
Okay,
just
do you want me to be the interviewer?
yeah.
Okay, welcome Anderson Haran. This is our company and we warmly welcome you to the interview. That sounds insulting. That's rude as well.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Yes.
Right.
And then you try to explain something.
Okay, so let's give me a concept.
Uh, Maybe explain the importance of reading or something.
Okay.
Just act like
To take the importance of reading. When you I can't do it. We'll look up and be like,
yeah.
but there's no point.
But like yes, exactly. Totally, I understand. Yes, exactly. Absolutely. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. 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 Yes. Like so much. And at one point, he said, "Stop saying anything. Just listen." I was like, and then I was like that. I didn't even blink after that.
Okay.
It's so stupid. So that
And
is one turning point for me.
how did that interview go? Or did you get the job? I
Uh,
would be surprised if you got it.
since it was internship, I kind of got it. Maybe he realized I have the potential, but I'm just doing it too much.
Right.
And then
Okay.
they called, and then I was like, I felt too scared because it was my first interview, and they said this kind of task will come up, this will happen, this will happen, this you might have to do this. So they kind of make usually the interviews are to be ready for almost any type of scenario, right?
Yes.
So for some young people, it might feel like it's too much to handle, but that's a part of it. You should be prepared for the worst.
Mm,
So you should be open to learn and improve.
true.
That is important.
Okay,
So
interesting.
they called me back, like, yes, I told you some worse scenarios, and I was like, no, my reasoning was, it sounds like it's a difficult job for me. But they were like, no, it's part of the learning, and that's how it's going. And since I made my mind up already, I couldn't take it.
You didn't take the job,
No.
even though they offered it.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. That's a turning point in life where you wanted to be confident with your communication skills.
Yeah. So over time, there are other places. I tried to speak at an open mic.
When
Like you
was it?
crack a small joke and people don't laugh, even that's a small trick. Okay, I have to learn better. And when you see someone talking, you're like, oh, I don't know. He's talking really well. I should. When you watch celebrity interviews, you're like, how are they doing this?
Mm-mm.
I also want to do the same.
Right. Interesting. So most of your turning points are like you faced a situation and you realized, okay, I need to work on it and then get into working.
Yeah.
There was no kind of embarrassment or ego, humiliation, hatred, competition, jealousy that pushed you to becoming who you are today.
No, I maybe failures, mostly failures. So when
Failures.
I had to do a presentation in front of a CEO and then I mispronounce a word and they're like, no, you have to pronounce this way. I'm like, but the point is, okay, fine. And then how I reacted to it, I'm like, okay, I got humiliated a little bit. Those kind of things. So because sometimes you make errors because you're nervous, not because that not because you don't know something.
Mm-mm.
You know exactly what it is, but since you're nervous, you just
You
say
just
it in the
don't know
wrong
to
way.
articulate your thoughts.
Yes, you over explain it or you under explain it, and you're like, I know what I'm saying, but why am I blabbering?
Mm-mm.
So at that point, you realize, okay, what you need is more practice.
Yes. Most of your experiences have started after you finish schooling.
Yes.
So that means practical appliances, practical situations where you actually failed, actually got lessons and learned from it. Didn't you feel the importance of speaking? Didn't you feel like this is important or this is something that I need to pursue during your schooling period? Ever felt it?
Mm, no.
Not felt it at all. Maybe that is why when you became an adult, you had to face so many lessons and learn it the hard way.
Yeah.
Could that be
Sometimes
a reason?
there should be someone to give you a purpose to do something, right? So you might be, yeah, I didn't have like a proper purpose. Like now we know we want to help other people become better at public speaking, face things confidently. We want to help people in this. So
Yeah,
now your purpose is kind of strong. But back then you have a skill, you don't know what to use that skill for.
right.
Like I'm speaking, should I do stand-up comedy? I'm speaking well. Should I just talk about random things that are trending? Or should I talk about something meaningful? Or should I just discuss the most controversial things?
Mm-mm.
Am I using, am I going to use my speaking for that?
Okay.
So you have a skill, and there should be someone who is old enough, went through experiences to give you that purpose to you.
True, true.
And then you use your skill the right way.
Agreed. You speak in a very intellectual way. But when I think about my story, how I started public speaking, I had no intellections, just competition. And I love competitions, by the way.
Mm,
Right now, I've come to realize that the people on top always collaborate. It's the people in the bottom and the middle, they compete and then compete and they die. Towards the end, even in the business world, the people on top always collaborate.
mm,
But even the day since I was a child, I always love competitions. And since I studied in an international school, they have like 3 to 4 competitions a year. English Day, Sinhala Day, and then other sorts of competitions. And they always have oratory, poem recitation, sing songs and stuff.
mm,
So since a child, we have awards day ceremonies and big convocations. Every time the best speaker of the school gets to deliver a speech on that day.
mm,
So consciously, unconsciously, that developed the inspiration. Okay, one day I need to deliver it. So the first step towards going there is to becoming better at what I'm doing in my grade itself first.
mm,
Because the best in school gets to deliver there. Go there, you need to be best in the grade.
mm,
So for that, I started taking part in competition since grade 1,
mm,
2, 3, and it kept on going till I ended my school life. And the worst part is from grade 1 to grade 10, I just took part in it. I went till the finals and I lost for 10 whole years. And that created a lot of confusion. Am I not good in it? Because I realize I'm not good in it. Because imagine losing for 10 years, you would be totally lost and given up.
mm,
But for some reason, I had a little bit of hope. And since I love competition, I'm like, it's not over until I am done. Hustle. Too many Instagram reels. So I wanted to win it. So with all that things that I learned over time and by watching, of course, too many YouTube videos and senior speeches, like the seniors who deliver speeches, watching them speak, and so many inspirations.
mm,
Final year of my school, not the final year, the final year I thought I would be O level. I took part in it and I won in the speech competition. So for me, it was a lots of humiliation, lots of self doubt, lots of what can I call it? The eagerness to win
mm.
made me develop my skills, made me into who I am today.
The Ronaldo mindset.
Yes, the Ronaldo mindset.
Yeah.
Do you believe in the Ronaldo mindset? Let's
Um,
explain what's the Ronaldo mindset
yeah,
first.
you explain.
Okay. Ronaldo mindset says no matter what other people think, no matter what he thinks, she thinks, in my mind, I'm always the best. So, because he said that statement when he was a nothing. when he was not that popular, when he was not the best footballer, they have an interview and suddenly the interviewer comes and we're like, who is the best player on earth? He's like, me. Everybody around him laughed except for him. They laughed because he's not the best. There are better people during that time.
mm,
But the interview following that, they ask, why did you tell that? Why so much of arrogance? It's like, that's not arrogance. Y'all might have different opinion, but in my mind, I'm the best.
mm,
Other things don't matter. So that mindset is something I have followed as well. I still do follow
mm.
at certain occasions, and that really pushes you to achieving your best.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have it?
I don't have it. I don't have it, but I want to be unique. Is there? So
Okay.
I don't like to follow a routine that is created by another person.
You don't follow the code. Don't follow your code.
Yeah, let
Start.
me create my own football coach. So
You
that is
might be
always there.
Ronaldo, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm Anderson. I do my own thing.
How can I be memorable? How
Okay.
can people remember me? Like if everyone is doing a speech and everyone is given the same title, and if everyone is following the same template because they know that's a success formula, I will be
Yes,
like,
yes.
I want to change it a little bit. So why? Because uniqueness is what creates some impact, right? So
Mm-mm.
number one player has some uniqueness. So games, I don't know how it works, but usually I focus on Unix. I don't know. I create my own. I like to create my own path
Okay.
in things. So in that case, I'm always number one. Now because I'm the only one.
You can't complete me.
It will keep changing.
Right.
So
Talking of uniqueness, now even today the norms, the speech norms in schools, they come and stand in front of the judge. Be like, respected judges, teachers, and my dear friends, a very good morning to all of you. Today I'm going to talk about water pollution. Water pollution is blah blah. They do the same replica
so template. They're following a
template.
template. Yeah.
I was following the same template, but I was not doing the template good enough for people to give me the first place.
Mm,
Following the same template, but I am the last in the list. Not good hand gestures. I would just tie my hands behind and talk. But I just go and talk.
mm.
But then I realized there was a guy in school, a senior, 3 years above me. Whenever he delivers a speech, it's like the parliament. He won't be like, if we don't save water, your children will not have water. Be like, if you don't save water today, your children, respected judges, your child will not have water to drink and he will die in the worst way possible.
Yeah, scary.
When he does that, the judges also like,
Unique.
unique.
Yes.
But I looked at him and I was like, damn, this is a cool approach. And I followed it. Not, I can't take the exact same thing what he did, but I took the same approach and that worked really well.
Mm.
Fortunately, because the rest of them are following the same template and going against it got me the award. So I think that's a fact, taking a different route.
Yeah. Because the thing is, if someone is doing something well, we think that's a template. That's a template. It becomes a template.
Yes,
And then people, all of them do the same
follow
thing.
the same thing.
Now we need a new template.
Mm, mm, mm.
So that's why the most trending things back then are not the trending things now. There's a new trend. And that again will become a common template for everyone because they all tried it. And then again, everyone is doing the same thing. Now another has to come
Yes,
up.
yes.
So uniqueness. So ultimately, what it comes back to your uniqueness. So my uniqueness can be a combination of things. It's not one
Okay. Combination of so many unique things put in one.
or a combination of not unique things. Can be combination of normal things, but unique combination.
Okay.
So comedy is not like unique, right? Comedy, expressions, and maybe interesting body language.
Mm, mm, mm.
Different people have these things. Now I'm combining all three, and maybe I might add some singing into it.
Okay.
Oh, he's a singing comedian who also adds some messages and very purposeful. So that's a combination.
Yes.
So sometimes I can get confused. Is uniqueness a combination of multiple things?
It is.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So
Interesting.
remix, you
Yes.
it's if it's just piano and then guitar. When you combine both of them, it's
Yeah.
kind of unique.
Yes.
And then after that, they add another techno, again some mastered voice, whatever.
It keeps getting unique, but when we break it down, it's a normal thing.
Yeah,
Right. Same concept you follow.
combinations.
Yes. Now that you're also a social media influencer, stand-up comedian, a public speaking coach. Which one of it was the first thing that you achieved? Was it this? Or did you
Social
achieve all
media
of
was
them
the
at
first one
once? Okay.
because it happened during COVID, and yeah, after that, public speaking and stand-up comedy happened kind of parallelly because I met Shuhaib during that time.
Okay.
Um, it's also interesting that when you involve yourself in multiple things,
Mm-mm.
it makes your uniqueness stand out even further. Maybe the reason why my body language might be better is because I also did dancing.
Okay. Expressing yourself better.
Yeah, so
Okay.
the moments can be sharper. I don't know. Maybe why my vocal variation is kind of unpredictable is maybe because I practiced how to sing.
Must be, yes. Could be. High chances for it.
Yeah. So the more things you do also makes your uniqueness extremely
More unique.
more unique. Uniqueness to be more unique.
More unique.
Yeah. So that's why the other idea is if you want to be good at something, if you only focus on that path, you might not become the best at it.
Mm-mm.
You might have to also develop others because I know Twin, Twin, right? Twin is a squash player,
Okay.
Sri Lankan squash player. So he plays squash, but he also practices cricket a lot
Okay.
because he like what will I do if I'm like I want to be good at football? I just practice football, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
But he practices other games as well because he knows like even the brain activities or muscle movement are enhanced through other sports and activities.
Yes.
Because of that, he is now in top ranks worldwide in
Okay.
squash.
Talking of that example, Virat Kohli came to Sri Lanka last year, I think. Yeah. Last year, Sri Lanka was India ODI match. And the crowd, obviously, Indian team, people are more crazy for Indian cricket team than Sri Lankan cricket team at the moment, unfortunately. Match starts at 4 p.m. The pavilion is filled at 2 p.m. Reason the Indian team is practicing, the Sri Lankan team is practicing. And I also went there, I was with my friends. So initially they were playing with the bat and ball. They were bowling and they were batting. And suddenly they shifted into football. The entire Indian cricket team were passing the football around and they were playing football. I was confused, like, bro, you're going to play cricket. mess, mess it up and playing it. So how do you think that's going to connect? Is it also the same concept or could there be a different thing?
For public speaking,
Cricket example
no,
for
I think that's the same.
there should be some
Yeah,
sort of connection.
yeah. So if you play tennis, tennis, right?
Tennis and cricket makes sense.
No, tennis is not for the muscle movement. I think tennis actually helps your prefrontal cortex or something.
Ah, okay.
Like different activities help you in different ways. Who knows? Like you might be playing um, cricket well if you play chess well. I don't know, because it's brain, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So we don't know entirely. I don't think we understand anything fully, right?
Mm.
So through experiences, like anyways, some of the high performers, if you check their history, they might have had some good musical background, or like Einstein was a great violin player, violin,
Let's keep it that. Let's create the name. Violinist.
violinist. Okay. So if you check whoever is popular, like well known, they have some additional skills that
Hmm.
you discover. You're like, wow, okay, he's also good at this. So
Right.
Bruce Lee was a great dancer. Jackie Chan is a great singer. Uh, who else did I? Einstein is a good violin
Violinist.
player.
Just the
So no one is like uniquely known only for something. like one single thing.
Mm-mm-mm. They're
So
known for it, yes.
they are known for that. Like Michael Jackson is not just a dancer, right? He's a singer as well. Sometimes writer. They
Mm-mm-mm.
can play multiple instruments.
Yes,
So many things that we don't know because we are just focusing on what is he known for.
yes, yes. Strong dancing made you better in your body language, singing made you better in your vocal variations.
Yeah,
And through your social media journey, you got into pufferfish. You got into coaching, to be
yeah.
precise. How pufferfish, or maybe I can rephrase it, how did pufferfish start? Were you part of the initial gang
Pufferfish start way before
you joined?
I met Shuaib because Shuaib started Pufferfish. There were more people before Pufferfish. A lot of trial and error has happened, and then now this is the core team.
Yes,
So initial stages, I think it's better Shuaib comes and then you go dive
yes.
deep into it and
Let's
then
talk from the time you joined in. We can keep talking about this topic forever because it's a very deep topic. You can keep going. But since the time restrictions are stopping us, we're going to stop this episode. If you have any questions with regards to public speaking, stage fright, and how to deal with the audience, feel free to drop a message on our Pufferfish Instagram or the WhatsApp number and we'll reach out to you. And that's it for today's episode. Keep speaking, keep growing, and we'll see you soon.
thank you. Bye.